This week's bonus podcast is the replay of two different REVB masterminds. The first is talking about client events and client marketing and how to leverage that for 2026. And then the second is talking about marketing plans for your new year. Take a listen. Let me know what you think. What's up, guys? Happy Monday. Welcome back to another REVB marketing mastermind. Today is Monday, October 20th, and we are here excited and just full of energy. And today and next week, we're going to do a little business planning. So drop a 1 in the chat. I see some people nodding their heads, some people nervous. I'm just kidding. Drop a 1 in the chat if you started doing any business planning. Heidi just dropped a 1 in the chat. Heidi, thank you for the 1 without even knowing what I was going to ask.
That's right.
I appreciate that. Right. All right. So Kathy's already started business planning. Ruby.
I'm whatever personality type, just like
doesn't answer.
Doesn't like it. No, I just
ish. Kim doesn't even give me a number. She says ish.
Ish. Yeah, no, ish is a good answer. That's my answer. Ish. Yeah.
Tim. No, I'm not gonna start today. Tara thought about it. I love the honesty of this group. Did mine last week. Heidi, did you finish your entire business plan? Procrastinating. Okay. Whatever Jay says, whatever number 3 is. I love that. I don't even know. There is no 3, Jay. Sorry, brother, but there's no number 3. Okay. Need some tuning. Kathy's is finished. Kim, also, I don't know what 3 is, girl. 2 is no, Frozy says. Frozy was like very quick to give it 2. All right, cool. So we have varying levels of plans. And so what we kind of wanted to focus in on for the next 2 weeks was business planning and just kind of fine tuning like what we're going to do for 2026. I found that when I plan out the year in October, November, December for the next year, I am far more likely to do the thing than when I'm like, oh, I saw that Pond made like really cute Halloween gifts for her neighbors, like in their little court, their little cul-de-sac. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's so cute. We should have done that for clients. But like on October 20th, the probability of me getting little like flashlights and making cute little signs and taking them out to, you know, my clients and sphere is like very low, right? But if I plan for October of next year, the probability of me doing that is way higher, right? And so this week I wanted to talk a little bit more about like client facing marketing and client facing things and client activities. And then next week we're going to talk a little bit about marketing and like platforms and distribution and like, you know, especially for those of us that are like, oh, 2026 is the year that I'm going to do YouTube. Like, what does that look like? Right. I don't know if anyone else is like me and they make big promises to themselves about what their content's going to look like for the next year. Cause like the new year is when obviously you want to start something. You're not just going to start it today. So we're going to hopefully make a little planning around that.
Well, and then on the other side, because Katie and I are the complete opposite. I also like having a plan, but I think also knowing that the plan can change because if I like it's hard for me to know what's going to happen next year. And so part of me, I get frustrated because I'm like, oh man, I made this business plan and didn't stick to it. Drop a 1 in the chat if you ever made a business plan and didn't stick to it. Right. Like I think that happens too. And so, but I do think I tend to go in a better direction if I have some plan than if I have none at all. And so I think having a plan helps you get more done, but also being flexible around it. And Annabelle, Bella, the quarterly thing is my jam. Like I love setting a business plan and then doing quarterly updates to it because Courtney may like get way ahead. He may crush it the first quarter and now his business plan is kind of out of whack or the other side of it happens. And so I think I love the 12-week year and quarterly adjustments. All right, cool.
Awesome. So who here does client outreach, right? Like do most people are like, oh, I have a referral based business, right? Like, so I guess maybe this is a better question. Drop in the chat or audibly tell me what percentage of your business is like clients retransacting, client referrals, sphere referrals, and like that personal business that like maybe you work for a little bit, but like, you know, your neighbor, okay, 50%, 25%, 65%, 80%, 70, 80. Okay, cool. 60, 75. For those of you that were at REVB or have seen one or Tim or I speak sometime in the past 3 months, there's 2 goals with social media. Tim, what are the 2 goals with social media?
Get more people to know who you are and get those people to do business with you.
All right. Yep. Get more people to know who you are and then get them to do business with you, right? Because like a lot of us are doing really well with our sphere, right? Like 75% of 70, 80, 60, 100 from bar bet. Like
Yeah.
some people are doing a ton of referral based business, which is amazing, right? But for some of us, like we still need to meet more people, right? We still need to find more people because I would argue that some of those people that Barb is getting is they are coming from social media. They are coming from a referral of a referral of a referral, right? So they may not directly know her, right? But for the agents that are like, oh, I don't do anything, all of my business comes from just people that know me, right? Like maybe we need to add another lead pillar, or maybe we need to add something else for next year, or just better outreach to the people that we already know, right? Because like who here has seen their neighbor or one of their friends' house go up in the market? You're like, oh shit, they did ask me like 6 months ago, like how the market was doing, and I kind of blew them off. I'm seeing a few head nods and a few like
Yeah, you
of
gotta
these
you gotta
faces,
love to see the just closed posts with your friend and some other agent.
right?
That's always great.
Um,
No.
so as far as the framework for today, I made a little chart because like the welcome to my
Nice.
brain.
You made slides. Look at this.
It's a Word doc. It's just one picture. It's one picture.
You're so prepared.
It's just a picture. But this is what I was thinking about as far as like client based stuff, right? So we have social media, which is both one to many and one to one. We have communication, which is phone, text, email, mail, right? And then we have in person, which is like pop bys, reverse pop bys, and then events that you attend and events that you host. So these are kind of the three buckets that I wanted to talk about today. And I want this to be interactive because I know that there are some people on here that like Tim's just leaving the call. All right, thanks guys. There are some people that are on the call that crush these things. So I would love for this to have a little bit of audience participation, right? A little bit of group participation. But I want to kind of talk about these three buckets and reserve like about a third of the call for each of these things. Like, so first, I kind of want to talk about social media, right? For social media, some of it is to get new business, right? But some of it is also for us to deepen the relationships that we have or stay top of mind with the people that know us, right? So when we think about clients and sphere and people, what are we doing on social media to stay top of mind and to stay in community and in communication with our people? Don't all jump at once.
Yeah, don't jump at once. You know, I know
I see.
Courtney crushes this,
I'll
but
say I
we'll
see
see. We'll
Courtney and I
see.
see
We'll see if
Lacey.
she
I'm not
jumps
gonna
in.
not gonna call them out,
You know?
but
Not gonna call him out. No, of course not. I would never call out Courtney, even though I know she's amazing
Courtney
at this,
Benson.
and Lacey as well.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Courtney
yeah.
Benson, yeah, that's the one I
Yeah,
was
it's
thinking
funny
about
because
too.
they're like sitting next to each other on my
On
screen.
Zoom, same,
It's so
same.
cute. Like, they're always
Yeah,
like, oh, no, no, no. Like, we do stuff together, but like, we're not, and then they're like next to each other on my Zoom.
I got Frozy on mic. Frozy, you going? What do you got?
You said social media, right? Like
Yep.
comment on
Hmm.
their stories and have conversation that never about real estate. Just whatever they're posting and keep. And if I remember something, I'll send like, hey, remember you told me that, I don't know, whatever. Like you like my boots, so here a link to the boots and stuff like that. Like you can check, and like all the messages are like personal, just conversation, because they already know that we are realtors, right? So you ask for social media.
Um, I love that, and I think it's funny, Katie, because when I got started, it was just call people, call expires, call. And I don't know if you guys notice if you've updated your iPhone lately, and if you have an Android, I have no idea what to tell you. But if you update your iPhone lately, like my phone doesn't ring for calls that I don't know. It filters all these calls for me now. And so like cold calling is going to get a lot harder. It filters text messages that I don't know now. And so cold calling is difficult. Calling people in general is more difficult. And so what Ferozi is saying of engaging with people on social is to me has to be a part of our new way of prospecting. And so how much time a day do you spend just commenting on people's stuff? Like Frozen mentioned, I love the strategy of going on stories and just messaging people on what they posted on their story. But how much of your time are you spending there on your prospecting every day?
I just dropped
Bella, do you have some?
the apple.com/iPhone for anyone that does have an Android you mentioned. I just dropped the iPhone
Yeah.
link in
Yeah,
the
that would be a
chat.
great part of your business plan too. I'm kidding, guys. I'm kidding.
I'm not.
If you have a listen, if you're a green bubble, we love you here. You are accepted, just not in any group messages.
Just we're not going to text you, but
But we
you are
still love you.
accepted as a human. But like, yeah,
Yes. Yes. All right. Bella, do you have something? Did I see a hand go up? Did I see something? What do you got?
I can just like point something that works a lot for me. So I get a lot of people that will message me and then I'll respond and I'll give them what they want and then they say ghost me. I'm like, great. So then what I do is I listen to what they were looking for and then I make sure to post it on my stories and post like a hook that's enticing that makes them respond. And then I just like make it like I just post the cool stuff about my city or I post like if I'm working with a client, I put some enticing things that I know that are people's common pain points, even if my clients aren't directly like in that same case or same scenario, and then it forces them to respond to me. Like I posted yesterday because I had a different relocation buyer, and then I got like three people that had ghosted me to respond to my story and be like, "Wait, which communities are you talking about?" I'm like, "Oh, now you want to talk, so let's chat." And then I hooked them
oh,
back. I was like, "Welcome
Oh, it's
back."
funny you would ask.
Yeah. So stories are a good tactic if they don't respond in
that's
your
what
DMs right away.
Rick Lee. A lot of his content that he makes comes from like questions that people ask. He just makes it into a news style story, and then they're like, "Whoa, I can't believe!" Like he's like, "Oh yeah," and then he's making them content, but then other people are also DMing him on that content. So it's kind of fun. Um, all right, in the chat, as far as separate business page versus personal page. So for Facebook, a Facebook business page is generally just used to run meta ads. Like I don't know many people. If there's anyone here, I would love to freaking interview you. But I don't know if there's many people here that are crushing it with an organic business Facebook page that people are like, oh my God, I love this property post. I'm going to buy the house now. Right. Like I'm not seeing much of that. But if you are, I would love for you to be on the RevB podcast. So send me
So
a message.
yeah, basic Facebook business page there to do your just listed posts and the stuff that you may not put in your feed that you're growing an audience with. And then on Instagram, I mean, it's pretty much just a personal page. Like we not a personal page, creator page, whatever Katie is the right page to make. But for a lot of us trying to grow one Instagram page to a big following is enough work. Like trying to grow two is usually a waste of time.
Yeah. Um, I
We're,
mean,
we're still on the Facebook business page here. Let me wrap this up. You should have a Facebook business page and you should put listings up there. You should put all the boring stuff that nobody really cares about there because you can run ads with it. The other piece is that it does pop up SEO wise for a lot of stuff. So you should have something there. But to me, it shouldn't be the focus when we're looking at converting our database into transactions and clients.
all right. Okay. Any
Cool.
other ideas on social media, one to many? Obviously, like one to many is just content, right? And then one to one, are the DMs. I love the story DMs. One to many. Lacey, do you also go live or is that just Courtney?
I
Courtney.
almost never go live. It's not because I don't find value in it. It's because I almost never think to do it.
Okay.
Okay.
Courtney Benson, calling you out. So for anyone that's on TikTok, I have been getting notifications from TikTok that's like, yo, you should go live because like creators like you go live and they get lots of views and some of them make money off of going live and blah 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 blah. Courtney, you go live frequently, yes?
Hey, I go live sometimes when I film my podcast.
Okay.
Well, I will film the podcast on TikTok while I'm recording on Riverside.
Okay.
So they get kind of a behind the scenes, and I set up my phone to look at my computer that way. But and I get a couple followers from it. I'll get, go back and get some comments. I'm seeing people who are watching the whole hour, like who's watching it. But yeah. I mean, I've got new content now, so I'm delving into the more personal side of
Yeah.
of life as I'm on cancer TikTok now. And I will tell you what's really interesting is sharing that very personal part of what I'm going through right now. The people that have raised their hands and have just really wanted to become part of that community. Like I do share, you'll see personal stuff every Sunday. I do a Sunday gratitude post. That's a behind the scenes of my life. And there's some hardcore followers for that, just like my mom and one other guy. But like it's amazing the people that connect with that personal versus, me talking about real estate. I just got a client yesterday. We went out and looked at houses because I did a video about how to negotiate a lowball offer.
Mhm.
And I got people came out of into into my comments with that, and I went and showed houses yesterday to a guy who liked that. But just sharing that personal side, and then I followed it up with Sunday, I do a Sphere email that kind of plays off of some of the content that I've posted that week. And my Sunday is it's not real estate advice, it's just real life. And I don't talk about real estate. I just give like something. So I talked about my cancer diagnosis on Sunday, and my email is filled with people who've responded to it, but they're also coming from social media. They've asked to be included in my sphere. So it's kind of cool seeing that tie in the content, people raising their hands, then wanting to be in my emails as well. And tying that, I've got more response from those Sunday emails that have nothing to do with real estate, has been by far my best drip campaign, if you will. It's
I
been
love
awesome.
that.
Yeah.
Paige just put in the chat, video DMs work all day, every day. Who here?
Um,
Oh, okay, go ahead, Tim.
no, you can.
You
Sorry,
said
I was still caught up on. I was still caught up on Courtney and the way she tells her story and how she gravitates an audience to her story, what she's going through in life, to also integrate into obviously her business. Like her business for me is like the obvious outcome, but Courtney, like I have to assume that they're one going through what you're going through is a pretty good amount of like it's a huge life event to take that moment to say, hey, I'm going to share this with the world, like couldn't be a super easy decision. And so one, like I appreciate that you did that. But two, like I think we're all here to help people, right? I think most of us really do well in this business when we authentically really want to help people. And I think sharing your story is probably helping more people than you realize.
It's been amazing. I have an agent in Houston who messaged me, and she went and got checked for breast cancer, and they found something. And she was like, literally, people have been telling me for 2 years to go, and for some reason I listened to you. And I mean, I have now over a dozen emails from women who've reached out to thank me for sharing my story. I've also kind of, because I still make it about real estate. So I do kind of include like here, yeah, I did a here's my
Yeah.
day the other day. And funny enough, I was not sure. I was a little worried about sharing it. Like, would people
Hmm.
send business to the girl with cancer? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like
Yeah.
that's a rough roll of the dice, right? Like, I just got a text message from a client in Colorado who I've done 2 deals with them, and she gets my Sunday emails, but she's not on social media. And she's like, "Wait, do you have cancer?" And I said, I do. And she tells me a personal story, and she said, "Well, my daughter's going to sell her house. She's moving back to Colorado, and we want to work with you if you'll have us. And if you need us to wait for you, we'll do that." And I was just like, "Oh, thank you for reinforcing that it's okay."
Yeah.
Because I'm human. And so I'm just, I know it'll work out, and I know it's not going to impact my business except for in a wonderful, beautiful way. And I will say that more good has come out of it than not. So I encourage people to share your story. If you have a story, share it.
Hmm.
It's amazing the community that it opens you up to and what you can do. And then I shared that, they're going to do breast cancer screening at Rise.
Yeah.
Like that was
Yeah.
a perfect, I shared that this morning. I'm like, how great is it that you're part of a community that just constantly reinforces you're in the right place? Like, And now they're going to do that at Rise. Like, just couldn't be any better. So if you've got a story to share and it's on your heart and you're wondering if it's the right thing to do, I would encourage you to do it and follow up with emails. Let people become a part of your life, because when you do, they trust you with what's important to them, which can be a lot of money and moving their family. Like, if you share some vulnerability and they can trust you, then they'll trust you when they need to move forward. Like, that's it,
Courtney,
it's
it's
reinforced.
yeah, it's been inspirational to watch from afar.
Thank you.
And I don't know if you know Connie Carlson, but similar situation. She's in Atlanta. And she's chosen the same thing as far as to like be public with it and use it to, support others and everything else. Um, and yeah, just inspired to watch it from afar. The other side is like I hope it inspires people to tell more of the story of what they have going on. I think we overthink it way too much, and and don't get me wrong, like my story is not yours. My story is that my wife made me cookies when I'm trying to eat healthy, right? So obviously those two things aren't comparable. But what I can say is like people want to see your life. Like people want to work with people that and I ate the cookies, by the way. I did not have any
I
discipline.
don't think that anyone had any doubt in their
Doubt. Yeah.
mind that you did that, Tim.
But that
But
was
we
one
get
of
that
the
it was
most
tough for you in your life.
but that was like one of my most engaged with stories, right? And I think the reason is because like I don't know, people can relate to it. And I think people want to work with people that they feel like they know. And Courtney sharing that story, like people feel like they know Courtney much better than maybe they did before before they got to take part in that. And so just telling your story
Yeah.
is huge.
And people want to, they want a platform to share their story, and they may not be
Yeah.
brave enough to be on social media to do it, but they're responding to my emails. They're sharing. And I've been doing these emails for a while. I shared about when we lost all of our money, and I had a client tell me that she used to be on food stamps, and now sits on the board at Walmart. Like, literally,
Yeah.
you would have no idea. And I've tried to explain to people, when you share something like that and give people an opportunity, and I ask them, tell me your story, and they share their story with you, that ties them to you so much more than you telling them what the interest rate is. Like, if somebody shares
Yes.
with me that they were on food stamps and they share that vulnerable moment, like, they're like, if I'm comfortable enough to do that, you're my person. No matter what, you're my person. So giving people that opportunity to be vulnerable and show them the way, and then giving them the platform to share it back with you, that will make you clients for life. 100%.
So dropping in the chat the link if getting a screening at Rise is something that you are interested in doing. You can do so on the 3rd, November 3rd, if you're in
All
Orlando.
right.
But yeah, no, Courtney, I've always loved your ability to be very candid in sharing, because it's something that you've done for a while, for the entire time I've known you, right? As far as being comfortable in sharing and being open with your story. And that also, like, for people that are like, oh man, I don't feel comfortable with that, or I couldn't do that. Like, you can choose how much of your story and your life you share, right? Like, you don't have to share every single thing. You don't have to share nothing, right? Like, there can be some sort of spectrum in which, where you choose to share. But people on social and or email or whatever it is definitely feel more connected to you as a human when you do share.
But I do think that voice in your head that says, "Hey, people may think that like whatever, right? People don't like get that little voice in your head probably isn't right when you're thinking about telling your story. So find your balance, find what you like, but don't listen to the voice inside your head that thinks somebody is gonna think less of you.
Then I will think less of you the more you post about cookies. Just so we're all on the same
Okay,
page.
that's fair. That's fair. You're not my audience then, because other people love my cookie posts.
The
So
voice inside in your head, Tim, is actually true.
is actually
Please,
right.
please
That
stop.
was right.
Please stop posting about cookies. All right. So social media, one to many, one to one, very powerful, the one-to-one conversations, DMs, when you see the things you send, the messages, and video DMs and stuff like that. All right. So now we get into the stuff that people don't love doing. I also get that people don't love doing social media. Communication, phone, text, email, mail, right? Courtney just said that she every weekend sends out a kind of roundup email to her sphere, to her people, right? And I know that Gigi made a comment that she sends out a Sunday email and a Friday forecast. Barb raised her hand. What do you got?
So, this is my jam. This is my passion. This is all I've ever done. Transparently, our business could probably be bigger and stronger if we did more video and some of the things that I've learned from all of you. But the one thing that we have done that I believe has helped us through every market, every economy, every recession, our business stays stable, is that we have consistently mailed a postcard to our database for 20 years, every single month. We don't miss a month. It is a non-negotiable. And it is never about how many homes we've sold. It's never about our listings.
What is it about?
It's only about the questions that I know they're wondering about when it comes to the market. What's going on? What's going on with rates? What does the government shutdown mean to, the housing market? What do the headlines mean? What if the feds lower the rate or don't lower the rate? It's seasonal. It's literally information that any consumer, whether they own a home or not, is curious about. We do it in a 8.5 by 5.5, big postcard. And I cannot tell you how many times a past client has come to us 10, 15, 16 years later and said, never responded to a text, never came to a party, never engaged on social media, and literally will say to us, thank you so much for staying in touch with us. It is magical. And I know 1,000% it is why our business has stayed consistent. Because here's what I want to remind all of you. You cannot guarantee they're going to see your social media. You cannot guarantee that they're going to answer their phone or that they're going to listen to your voicemail, because we all know they're going to read it. So they're not going to hear your happy voice. We cannot guarantee, right, that your email is going to get opened. What you can guarantee 99.999% of the time, as long as they still live in the home, they're going to look at their mail. And here's what I know for a fact. They may not read it, but they're going to flip it back and forth. And they're going to like, oh, there's Barb and Harold, trash. Oh, there's Barb and Harold, trash. Oh, there's Barb and Harold, trash. 12 times a year. I'm so passionate about it that I actually created a company around it. And so I actually do this marketing for realtors. I'm not saying this as promotional. I'm just telling you, I do this marketing for realtors across the United States because it's very I don't do market specific stuff. I do more general stuff because here's the thing. I've got clients in South Orange County. I've got clients in Riverside. I've got clients in LA. I've got clients in Long Beach. And so they're all over and all markets are different. So I never do market specific for that reason. However, it's transformational. Gigi, I'll drop my email. It's better to just email me because honestly, the website is crap because I don't market this thing. I don't put it out there as much as I should, but I will tell you that if you want to work 100% by referral, this is the way to do it.
I love that. And so, I know that I don't know if it was Tom Toole that made it up or Robert Mack, but I know both of them do this, that if you think about the we're just talking about 12-week years, but if you think about the year as 4 quarters, every quarter you send 3 mailers, right? And it's market, things to do and then something else. So they have a specific thing where it's just rinse and repeat every quarter of it's updated for that season. It's updated for the next season. And so this is what I was talking about. If whether it's, hey, I'm just going to do something that's hey, here's the update of what is happening in the real estate world. And this is the news and this is the thing like Barb is talking about, right? Or if it's here's the monthly thing that I'm going to send out every single, whatever that looks like, you could plan that now, right? Oh, I'm going to send out pumpkin patches in September for October. Oh, I'm going to send out Christmas lights in November for December. Oh, I'm going to send out insert thing here. That's where I like planning because too often it's October 20th. You're like, shit, I should have sent out pumpkin patches and it's too late. Right. And so if you sit down, I have the big ass calendar, but even just printing out an 8.5 by 11 calendar for every single month of the year and writing in all the things that you want to do for next year and having that on your desk or having that on your wall. That's what I'm challenging y'all to do for your mailers, or saying, hey, I'm going to contact, if you have 200 clients that you've worked with in the past, how many times should you contact them? Maybe twice, 3 times via phone, like put together whatever that cadence looks like now, so that you're not seeing the for sale sign go up next door to your house next year. Right. All right. Phone, text, email, mail. Is anyone doing any newsletters? Drop a 1 in the chat if you're doing deal of the week. I'm seeing some head shakes no's. I love that. All right, we got 2 people, 3
So
people. Go ahead, John.
For my side of the fence here, for people like me,
What are you like them?
I'd like to hear from somebody that committed to doing something that they know would work, and then didn't follow through with it. It didn't happen. That wants to do it again this year, and I want to know, like, what do you think you're gonna put in place to make sure you stay consistent with it and do it? Because I don't know about you guys, but like, I've thought about doing postcards a lot. I've even said I was going to do them, and then I didn't. So what's something that you want to commit to that you failed on? And let's talk about like what you got going so we can make sure you actually follow through with it. Nobody.
John
Nothing.
Stokes said he does deal of the week, and then he left the call. He's like, I do it. Bye.
And he's like, I'm out though.
Yeah.
I'm not going down this road. Who's got something they flopped on that they want to do again?
Amanda just hired someone to do the weekly newsletter. What's funny, Tim, about the weekly newsletter is, like, I was just talking to you about this last week. I was like, you could just send what you want to say, and then I have someone that could send it out for you.
I know, that's fair. That's fair.
I have someone hired.
My girl Sheena has never slowed down on the pumpkin pies. Amanda, what's up?
Yeah, I just say anything redundant, I just don't have, like, I just will never do it because it's boring. I feel like a lot of us who are creatives can't do that. So I'm learning, just hire.
Love it. Yeah, I'm same. I just get bored. I get bored way too easy.
If it's not real estate related, what would you put in a weekly email to your sphere?
I have an idea. Sorry. Really quick. What you guys could do, I kind of took the idea from like one of these calls back then where you collaborate with a local business. Okay. So I reached out to some people that I personally know that have local businesses, and I'm like, hey, if my people can come here, can you give me like a little code for them to get a slight discount? So then you just add that, and it's not real estate related, and everyone loves free things,
free or cheaper things. Yeah.
Free or cheaper things. So just send that out. And one of them was like, oh, I'll give you, here's a bunch of cards for your clients, and they get free hour facials. I'm like, do you know how good that looks? Of course I'll give it out to people. And so that worked out in my favor. And you'll realize, like, businesses are all struggling in some way sometimes. So they're always open to collaborating to get more clients. So just an idea.
Do you have any of those gift cards left?
It's in my, yeah, okay, when you come to Orlando, drive 2 hours north,
Okay.
and I'll give you
Tiffany the facial.
All right, cool.
Bella, what
Well,
the heck? I help you every week, and you live down the street from me, and you're in my org, and I didn't even get a freaking facial. Wow.
Well, Gigi, you didn't ask, so
she's gonged. Where's the gong button?
You didn't ask.
I'm never helping you again with a listing agreement.
I just got a lot of lines. These lines are coming in.
Tim, they saw them. They saw them on the Further Together promo post that
that's right,
the BAM team made. They saw them. Speaking of Further Together, Thursday, virtual event, Further Together. If you guys are available, we'd love for you to attend. But if you're not available, just register. Tell your team to register. We're trying to get more registrations than they've ever had for virtual events. So, like, register, tell your friends, tell your team, tell your office, tell your brokerage, tell all your friends,
tell your
everyone.
church,
tell your church.
Tell your little league baseball team that you coach to register.
Drop it in the group me for your, Kathy.
Yep.
Kathy, you are just crushing life. I love you, girl.
That's all what I'm talking about, Kathy. True supporter.
Focusing back on the thing. So, I know Bill Olson has his email newsletter. I don't know what he is up to, but I know his open rate is about 80%, which is like pretty much unheard of. Like, most realtors get like a 20% open rate on, like, their email, 20 to 30%. His is at 80%. And he is simply taking his best performing posts from the week and dropping them in with like a little bit longer of a thing, right? So, like, he's doing the local news, right? So his posts are like, 45 seconds to 90 seconds long of a video, but it doesn't always have every single detail of the news that's dropping. So in his newsletter, he basically bullet points out the thing. But what's even better is he's not even really doing a ton. He's taking that article or thing and like being like, yo, give me an email with bullet points for this. and like dropping the chat or Claude or whatever thing, reading it to make sure it's still accurate, and dropping it into his email. And then at the bottom, he does have like work with me, buy, sell, invest, book a call, do the things, right? So there is some real estate related stuff in there, but he is dropping basically just some social media posts, right? Like I know like the Chiron email sprinklers, like all text 3 times a week, do the thing, like, but it doesn't have to necessarily be that way. Like other things work too.
Yeah,
Thanks, Tim.
I concur.
I thought you were gonna I paused. I thought you looked like you were like,
No, the Bill Wilson thing I like because he's putting out a lot of content, and so he gets to see what does well, and so he knows what's relevant to his audience for the email. I think the struggle a lot of us have is like Melody's going to go write a weekly newsletter, and she doesn't have the confidence in what is interesting to her newsletter to get the open rate to get people to be interested. And so that is the power of putting out more of the local content is you get to say like you just know a lot better what's going to be interesting to your newsletter audience. The thing that you could do, Melody, is like maybe you're not doing a bunch of local news stuff, but maybe there's somebody in your market that is, and you can look at what they posted and see what did the best, and that'll give you the idea of what is going to work. So Katie is cringing because she knows realtors probably go look at her Houston Unlock page and they could go see what people in Houston actually care about that week. And then that you can email them about that. It's all right. Listen, one of the most flattering things that can happen to you is that agents can start leveraging your content. It's a good sign you're doing something right.
So I have a cheat code for the
Ooh, we
newsletters.
love cheat codes.
So I coach at the high school for 2 different aquatic sports and help with the other 2. And I make all of their merch. So I have all of their email addresses. So whenever there's big meets, our athletes make it to districts or leagues or state. We have upcoming booster events. I drop those into the emails that I've hijacked out of my shirt company. And then just rebrand it with real estate logo at the bottom. So I have now captured everyone who didn't know I was a realtor because they saw me as a coach and drop it into a newsletter that's not actually real estate related, but now they know who I am.
Yeah,
I like it.
I'm in.
Woohoo.
All right. Katie, what's next?
All right. So just we'll just have a little disclaimer. Make sure that as you guys are doing any sort of mail, phone, email, text campaigns or things like that, you have consent to contact people and check the TD I don't know the acronym, but you guys know what I'm talking about. Just don't
Yeah,
do
I think
shady shit.
one thing too that Sharon talks about back in the day was like the list swapping. So if you have a business that you know has a big email list, being able to say, hey, like I know you've got that big email list for your
Plumbing
kids
company.
swimming thing. Like, would you email your list about me? I will email my list about you. And so they could send out a thing that like you're doing a new home buyer course or something cool, register here. And then you know that you're going to email your clients, hey, aquatic school is doing a new class. You can sign up here. And so now you're crisscrossing your audiences and helping grow each other's lists. All right,
That is
Katie,
true.
what's up next?
That is true. In-person events, in-person things. So I ordered these in least to most work. Well, actually, Popeyes are a lot of work, but Popeyes, reverse Popeyes, events, attending other people's events, and then hosting your own events. Like I think when we talk about client appreciation events, most people immediately go to, oh, I do this annual or I do this twice a year in-person event, blah, 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 blah. And people are like, oh my God, that seems like a lot of work, time, and money. Right. So running it back a little bit, like pop buys are a great way, like especially if you have a small geographic region, but if you have a larger geographic region that you service, like maybe it's that you toss them all in the back of your car. And then when you're out in different areas of town over the next 2 weeks, you drop by people's houses, right? Or you hire someone to help drop them off or whatever it may be. So Popeyes. Who here does Popeyes? Who here?
Sheena Ridgerella does Popeyes.
Sheena.
I don't know. She may be in the car or something, but
She's
yeah, I
not.
just wanted to
Her
shout her out.
camera's on. She's definitely, doesn't look like a car.
Oh, there she
Nope,
is.
I'm right here. Hi. I do Popeyes all the time, especially to expireds or canceled listings. And yeah, I do them all the time. It's very weird, but people generally are, once I start talking to them, they're actually pretty receptive.
So what
Love
are
And then
it.
if they're not, then I leave.
so Popeyes are normally seasonal-ish type things. So like when you think of like holidays, people will do like things for 4th of July, things for Thanksgiving, things for the Christmas and holiday season, Valentine's Day, Super Bowl, like just like things where you would like, and then it's like maybe I've seen somewhere it's like a 6-pack of beer or sparkling water and like, whatever for Super Bowl, or, some sort of candy or flowers or something for Valentine's Day or Mother's Day or whatever, right? Like, Sheena, what are some types of things that you do?
So for many years, I've been doing pumpkin pie for Thanksgiving. I've been doing it annually. Oh gosh, I don't even know how many years. It's probably been at least 7 years now. And oh, I literally just got a message from this guy. So I've been talking to this one guy or dropping by. His house got expired or canceled. And he's got a $2 million property. And I've been dropping by, dropping a pie for him every Thanksgiving for the past 3 years. And then he just reached out to me this summer and was like, hey, I guess we're ready to list our house coming up pretty soon. Would you mind if you stop by? And I was like, yes, great, sure. And
That
it's
must be some
just
good
all
pie.
is because because I just dropped off pies on Thanksgiving, and that was pretty much the deal. And I can't tell you how many other listings I've got just from dropping a pie off. And their guard comes down because I'm not even like giving any other type of like shtick about myself, about my business, about anything else. I'm literally just like, hi, I'm Sheena. I saw that your house was listed, but it's not. But I just want to give you a pie and I just want to introduce myself. Here you go. That's it. Like, and my card. And I don't do anything else. Sometimes they'll invite me in. I've had people invite me in and then they want to talk to me a bunch. And then sometimes I just leave. And then people will talk to me later on, call me like in the fall, I'm sorry, in the spring when they're ready to go. But I can't tell you how successful it's been because of that. Yeah.
I love that.
It's my thing.
Kim asked, is it always a pie? Kim, for me, it should always be a pie. I've never actually done a pot pie, but I love pie. So if you were gonna pop by my house, I would prefer a chocolate cream
Or cookies?
or cookies. Sorry, Sheena.
Well,
go ahead.
So I did pumpkin pie. I do pumpkin pie on Thanksgiving, and then I do a cookie platter around Christmas. But for the past few years, there hadn't been a lot of expireds or cancels because COVID, everything was selling. So there weren't a whole lot of that, those types of properties on the market. So around Christmas, I wasn't really doing a lot of them. I was doing them strictly on Thanksgiving, and then on Christmas, there weren't a lot more. I went through the whole entire year list of canceled, expired properties and tried to hit up. I'm talking like I was hitting a lot of places up, and
We just don't have that many houses up here, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I was doing as many as I possibly could in probably a 2-day span. And I was going right before Thanksgiving. I'm talking the day before or the day, like 2 days before. So like the day before Thanksgiving or the 2 days before Thanksgiving. So they have like a fresh pie
Yeah.
right before Thanksgiving. And it's what my plan is every single year. And then I was doing a cookie platter before COVID. I was doing a cookie platter around the
So
Christmas time. Yeah.
here's the way I think about it. One, I talk to a lot of agents that call me and they're like, "Hey, the pipeline's low and I need business. Like I don't have enough closings the next couple months." And everybody wants the right now thing. Like, how do I get business tomorrow? Right. And what I love about Sheena's story is she dropped pies off for 3 years. And the thing is, well, for 7, but I mean, like with this one person, 3 or 4, however long it was. I there's a thing that I've invested in apartment syndications, and those take like 5 years to ever see your money again. But what I like about it is I just stick my money in it, and I know I'm going to get some return 5 years from now. And it's kind of like that with these consistent things that we build out. It's like just go do pies every single Thanksgiving, and there's going to be some result from that. I think the problem is that we usually get busy and then we stop doing the things. And then all of a sudden things slow down and we want to start over and do them again, but they don't bring us the quick results. And so the more of these things that we can build in and consistently do, like Barb's postcards or Sheena's pies, or like these things that we can, there's no easy button. There's no easy button for you to go get a lead tomorrow. I wish I had one. But there are these consistent things. And then to bring it all the way back, Katie, so you won't yell at me.
Bring it back.
The
Tie a bow.
best way to tie a bow on it, to build consistency, is to actually have a plan. Like, what is your plan? Where is it written down? And how do you stick to it? And so we know, like, we can give you all of the things that you can go do consistently, but how are you gonna make sure you execute it consistently?
That wasn't a rhetorical question if people have ideas, but I think for me, when we realized that we were getting a lot of referrals from clients in Sphere and people were retransacting again or buying an investment property, or whatever the thing may be, we sat down with our coach in 2019 and we came up with, like, we're going to do 6 in-person client-facing events, and what are they going to be, right? So if we did them every 2 to 3 months, like, what are they, right? But like, we also did some Popeyes, right? So like, we did a summer happy hour where we dropped off sparkling water or seltzers to their house with koozies. And it was just like, hey, like, welcome to summer. Have a great summer, blah, 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 whatever. Right. Like, I've seen some people put, in the chat that they've done photo shoots for Sphere. They've done apple pie or peach pie wines from Trader Joe's. They've done partnering with a local floral designer, movie night. And so, like, one movie night, you can rent out a movie theater, which I actually think is one of the cheapest and easiest events to do, because you greet everyone at the door, you hand them their tickets and their vouchers for their food, and like, you can have your little small talk, and then they go in and watch the movie. You can go in too, but like, they go in and watch the movie and it's super easy. And then Laura said, alternatively, during COVID, she did like movie snacks and a popcorn bowl with a gift certificate for a movie, right? So that like they could do it on their own because we weren't gathering in big gatherings.
Trey and I did this big drive-in movie theater during COVID. That was probably one of the cooler things I've ever done in my real estate career. After that, I stopped doing cool things, but I did that one time.
That was the last cool thing.
Yeah.
And so there's lots of different things that you can do. If you just go to like Google, I know people don't know what Google is anymore, but it's just when you go into like the Chrome browser and you type into the little username area or the search bar, you can type in pop buys for realtors. And so,
Katie, you sound like a dinosaur.
what?
You
You don't
don't
always
do
have
that.
to go to chat.
You go to Chat GPT like
Jimmy
a
Burgess,
modern human being.
our boy Jimmy B, with a
Oh
video
yeah,
of
dude, love
pop
that.
buy gifts that pop off. That is the worst
Oh,
/ best
pop
title
off,
of a
Jimmy.
pop
Pop off.
off
I
Jimmy.
I
But
gotta
anyways,
screenshot this and send it to him.
okay.
Can I jump
All right.
in? You don't mind?
Yeah, let's hear it.
I
Misty,
don't
we've
know
been
who it
waiting
is.
for you to jump in, Misty. Get in
Misty, jump.
here.
Let's go.
Yeah.
So we have pretty consistently, I would say for sure, like over the last 5 years, we're hosting like 3 events a year. We do a drive-in movie theater instead of the actual movie theater. We do the drive-in. We do a night at the bowling alley. We have a contact. We can rent out the entire bowling alley and do an event. And then we do the pie event, but we actually have them come in. We don't do Popeyes.
That was
And we actually
So Frozy asked
started that.
what
We
a reverse.
started that during COVID. And so it was like, hey, just come do like a drive-through, get your pie kind of a thing. And then now it's turned into, events where people are coming in and we're making food and it becomes a little cocktail hour hangout type of a thing when you come get your pie. The problem that I'm having this year is that we are transitioning from like a team atmosphere to more of a solo agent. And so my concern is trying to continue to do these events that we've kind of been known for doing, but now having to fill the attendance with just one agent opposed to, the small team that we had before.
I got a couple of thoughts around these things, and then I want to get to Courtney. So I love what Missy talks about having people come to her for the pies. As things grow, that's a more scalable approach, and you can usually, get more done that way. With what Sheena's doing, since she's going after expireds and canceleds, it's a different kind of audience there, as opposed to sphere pies. Lots of different pies. The other thing, Misty,
pie.
that you mentioned was transitioning away from team and having more of a, I don't know, okay, like we got to figure out what the name for this is, because it's more and more, it's like a collective of agents that are working together, but not in that team atmosphere. One of the things, Misty, I think you have to do is create something. And if you're an agent listening to this, like, Jennifer may be listening and saying, hey, I don't have a budget to do a big holiday party for my clients. What if I teamed up with somebody? That's actually what I did with Trey. I was like, dude, we both have small teams. Like, what if we just did stuff together?
We
Like,
did.
trust me.
Do you want the solution?
Well, okay. I was teeing it up, Katie. That's me
Okay.
setting
Oh,
the
sorry.
table.
Sorry. Continue. You were using a lot of words and I was over it.
So
I went to Trey and continue.
So you can partner up with people and just do them together. And Misty, the big piece is making sure that when you do it and you brand it and everything, you do it in such a way that it doesn't feel like Misty's event. Your clients know it's your event because you invited them, you sent them there and everything else. But branding wise, you make it where it's easy for other people to take ownership of it and invite their people to it. So, like, trust me, none of my clients were going to see this Trey guy and be like, oh, wait, I'm going to use him as an agent, right? Like, no, it was like they were my clients, they were coming to my thing, and Trey was there. So, yeah, go ahead, Katie. Do it better than I said it, and then we can get to Courtney.
So we did this for a school supply drive, and basically when you registered on the Eventbrite, you said like, "Oh, the agent that invited me or my real estate agent is," and you put like insert name here, and then
Nice.
we were then able to take their list of registrations and say, "Oh, okay, Tim had 2 registrations, Melody had 47, and Katie had 42," and so like we then divided the charge of the expense accordingly to how many people were registered then checked in from each group. Oh, sorry, 1 for Tim. It was his mom.
Courtney, what do you got,
Melody
man? Let's go. No, everybody's tired of hearing from Katie, so what do you got?
I was just gonna say that no one's sick of Katie ever. So we
Courtney,
do a
I
really
love you,
good
brother.
trunk. I know you do. We do a really good trunk or treat. We're doing one next week,
That's a
and
good one.
we get a few hundred, honestly, and you'd be surprised at what people love. Like the face painter, huge hit. Also, balloon animals, believe it or not, huge. And people come every year. And I can't stress it enough. If you can do that, it's super easy and it's fun. We do a DJ also as well, but it's good. And it doesn't really cost us much. We have vendors come, we have food trucks come, and people pay for their own food. The only thing we pay for is just the DJ and some little gift bags for the kids. That's it.
So my friend Christy in Gulf Shores, Alabama, they do a lot of that, the trunk or treat. Courtney, great idea, brought that back up in my mind because Christy, they have an office that's like right on ish the main drag or whatever. And so she also has a karate school. So they co-brand a lot of the stuff with her other businesses, but they do like trunk or treat, they do coloring contests or something. I don't know. It's like some like draw me your dream home for kids. I don't know. It's very touching thing. Some sort. I'm doing a really good job of selling it, as you can tell. But she does a lot of community-based stuff. What I like too is sometimes like there are other like you like Courtney says we do this trunk or treat thing with like hundreds of people. Like you don't always have to be the one hosting the event. You could participate in your, maybe it's a local gym that does it, or maybe it's a local
Yeah.
park or a local school or something like that. And you could be one of the sponsors or one of the trunks or one of the whatevers, as opposed to being like, oh, I'm the one organizing and hosting all of the things, especially for newer agents, right? If you're just starting out, perhaps you don't have the budget to do large scale events, you can piggyback off of other events. What else? Any other thoughts? Did we talk about sponsors in
Sponsors for client
events?
parties?
Yeah.
Events? What do you want to talk about?
I mean, that's
Getting
another
them?
thing for like budget wise, right? Like
Yeah.
asking lender, inspector, title, construction company, AC company, insurance, if they would be willing to provide a few dollars to assist in the
Yeah.
expense, right? I know Quantella in South Carolina does she's done like a big like circus type event, right? Like, and she's like, it's a pretty expensive event, but like when all of her vendors throw in like $1,500, $2,000, it like significantly drops the cost down to where it's not, something that's costing her 20 grand, right? If you are ever asking sponsors for money, I would recommend not going to like 4 different mortgage people, like going to one mortgage person and allowing them
Yeah.
to be the one person for that type of industry, right? Then also think about it this way, like what are things that your clients may need, right? Like when we think that clients only move every 5 to 7, maybe 10 years, like perhaps it's not the mortgage person or the inspector, right? Although you probably do a lot of business with them, maybe it's like the will and estate planning person. Maybe it's the person who does trusts. Maybe it's the home organizer, closet, whatever those things are called, closet organizer person. Like the home services type things
Yep.
that people would need. The painter, right? People paint their houses.
All right.
The
Side note,
cabinet,
though.
the office cabinet installer. That's another good one. The office and
Yeah.
office cabinet installer, like in your home office, Tim. Have you ever heard of
Mhm.
one of those?
Are you just giving me a hard time because my home office is not set up yet? We have a big virtual event on Thursday, and you're mad that I don't have a good background. Are those your true feelings? Because if they are, then whatever. But I will say this too, on sponsorship for client events. I do think it's important that expectations are set properly. So when we do a client event and I ask my mortgage person to sponsor, I need them to know, like, hey, mortgage person, this is something where we are celebrating our clients and we're putting on a day for them. And so I want you to help us sponsor, but it's not like, I want them selling my clients on refinancing, right? Like we want our clients to come to this thing. They want it to be a great experience. And so setting expectations up front with your sponsor saying, look, I'm going to tell them how great you are. Like you're not going to get up there and do that. I am going to highlight all of our sponsors. I am going to make sure we blast you on the email, the socials and everything else. But you won't have an opportunity to be selling to the clients because this is the day for them, for their families and for them to have a good time. So making sure you for this type of event specifically, you should be prefacing your sponsors and setting expectations. If you're doing a home buyer seminar, by all means, like have your lender sponsor it and they can sell their products. But yeah, that's all. Just a little caveat on client events, which we should all do. Everybody should do client events. I don't care if you have 4 clients. It makes it an easier event.
And honestly, like for those of you that are sitting there like, oh shit, I do only have 4 clients. Doing a dinner or doing a cooking class or Tim has no clients. No, but like doing a dinner or cooking class or something that is a little bit more of an intimate setting as opposed to like, oh, hey, here's this huge happy hour, this huge thing. Like I love like we do a crawfish boil every year and we have like hundreds of clients come out and I love it. But you don't have any meaningful conversation with anyone because it's like, oh, hey, and then someone, and you're like, oh, shit, hey, Melody, what's up? Oh, wait, Savannah, what's, and you're running around and it's crazy, right? Which is great and it's fun and everyone has a great time. They eat crawfish, they drink beer, and it's wonderful, right? But having a more a smaller setting is kind of fun, whether it's like a wine tasting, a cooking class, a dinner, buyers and beer roundtable asking questions.
Or get your top clients. Like, you have the top 10% of your clients that refer you 90% of the business. Go do some private dinner, private pottery class or something with them.
Just a little side note, we took Riley to do like painting at Mad Potter. I think it's a franchise, like Mad Potter painting, and they have these like little things and use this like chalky paint, and then they like fire it in the little kiln thing. I told Ryan, I was like, I want to go back and do this on my own without her because, like, we were chasing her around and making sure she didn't break anything. It was a lot of fun. So like some of those like things that you're like, oh, this seems kind of stupid, like the Peyton Pinot palette, whatever the bullshit it's called, where you paint and drink. Like some of that stuff's kind of fun.
Yeah.
Let's get out of the usual norm. But all
I
right.
like it.
Thursday, further together, virtual with BAM. Please register. If I ever ask you to do anything, this would be the thing that I would ask you to do. We'll have the replay of this call and all of the other calls in the Facebook group. Let's make some plans for 2026, y'all. Thank you for joining today. Goodbye.
Later, everybody.
Record. What's up, fam? Happy Monday. Welcome back to another Real Estate Video Blueprint Marketing Mastermind. It is Monday, October 27th, and today we are going to talk about marketing plans. Who here has a marketing plan? Drop a 1 in the chat. Or if you're live with the camera on, give me a smile. Timmy, we know you don't have a marketing plan. All right, Melody's working on it. All right. So no one has a marketing, not yet. Okay. All right.
I'm like that Trump
-1
meme where it's like,
working
what
on
does he
it.
say? It's like kind of a plan, we have an idea of a plan or something. Yeah.
So Frosie's the one person.
Specify what type of plan. I mean, like,
right? Yeah.
I have it. I'm
concepts
trying to
of a plan.
implement
Right,
it.
Concepts of a plan.
Yo,
yes, concepts of a plan.
This is good. This is good because I feel like a lot of times we have topics and like no one really cares about them, but apparently this is something that everyone needs. Gus has a plan to make a plan. Lucas posts daily till I die. Okay, cool. So no one has a plan. Well, I wanted to talk a little bit about like what marketing will look like for 2026. And so hopefully you guys have an idea of the things that you will do that's related to content, right? So like, do we have, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, all of the above? Like, anyone want to drop in the chat? YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok?
All of it.
All of it.
Yep.
Instagram and TikTok. Okay. Full daily walkthrough videos. TikTok is killing it. Being omnipresent, Brad. Look at you with the big word.
I've got a question, if I may.
You may, Melody. What do you have?
Is it advisable to literally have different content? Like if you do have those 4 channels, I don't have TikTok, but is it advisable to try to do something different?
So, Melody.
Yes.
The answer, I don't want to I could dive, Katie knows, I will dive down this rabbit hole for an hour, and we do want to get to some marketing planning, but here's the deal. First piece is this. I recommend focusing on mastering one platform first. So before Cass, after she's done with lunch, which I'm hungry, by the way, so I'm jealous. Before Cass thinks, oh, you know what? I'm going to make a video for Instagram on Tuesday and YouTube on Wednesday and TikTok on Thursday. Like, you usually don't figure out any of them. And so if you're trying to get business on social media and you have none, I would say start with a single platform and focus on figuring out that one platform first. And then after you do that, so say Brad cracks the code on TikTok and he's getting a bunch of traction, a bunch of action. It's great. Then he's like, oh, you know what? I bet I could figure out how to make this content work on Instagram. And then I'll try to figure out Instagram. But I find when people go out and they make their marketing plan to go take down all the platforms, they end up figuring out none of them. Where most of our people who are crushing it have focused on one, they
And then
figured
branched.
that out before they moved on to the next. Not too much of a rabbit hole,
Well,
right, Katie?
and no, we're still not down the rabbit hole. And what I would say is like if you're posting the same content on different platforms, I would generally say that the formatting can be the same, but sometimes like your calls to action and your captions need to be different. And so what I
Right.
mean by that is like on Instagram, a call to action on a video, like a new style video, can be like comment Houston, or that's a terrible one, comment move to start, blah, 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 to plan for your move now. If you have that on TikTok, like the DMs on TikTok suck, right? And
Mhm.
like the comment for whatever, like I just don't respond to, like I should respond to more things on TikTok, but like the DM may be like, click the link in my bio to schedule a call or something like that. So like the CTA on TikTok may be different than the CTA. So like your caption may need to be different, or your actual video with the CTA may need to be different. So it's like you can't always just say like this one post is here and then it goes out to all the platforms. Because also on like YouTube, like you could have them comment a word, but then like how you're gonna like comment back and thank them and tell them to email you. Like so you sometimes need to be a little bit more platform specific. But yeah, you can also just like,
Let's
yeah.
Yeah, let's put on the repelling gear and let's go down the rabbit hole, because the other piece is that if
Well,
if
no,
you
no, no,
just take
but
if you just take your stuff that's working on TikTok and just post it on Instagram, a lot of times it doesn't work. Like our people that are doing the local news stuff, they're like, dude, this one crushed on TikTok. I got a bajillion views and I got 10 on Instagram. The reason is the platform's different and your audience is different. And so what you may want to do if you're doing the local news stuff is that you post like one a day or two a day on TikTok. You just churn out a bunch of them and you put them on TikTok. TikTok has a forgiving algorithm. You could post 2 videos a day on TikTok, and a couple of them will miraculously take off and a couple of them won't do anything. You take your best stuff on TikTok and post that on Instagram, which has a little bit less forgiving algorithm, right? So now you're using TikTok as your filter to post on Instagram. I say all to say, I don't like the make one piece of content and post it in 5 different places, because it doesn't really work that well. So understanding the platform and then understanding the audience that you build on that platform will dictate how you post on different things. And Ashley is like, I should have just painted this board because this call is like way too complicated. So again, to keep it simple, that's why I harp so much on focus on one platform, figure out that platform and that audience, and then start dabbling in the other one, because there's so much nuance into a video getting 100 views and 100,000 views and being able to generate business from it.
All right. So zooming back out, the first thing that I would recommend you do when you're thinking about your marketing plan is reviewing where your business has come from this year. And like if you've gotten a lot of business from something, it's probably something that should be in your plan for next year, right? Or if you're just starting a new content piece, like I know a lot of people went to Further Together events in person. And so like I got a couple messages from people that were like, yo, I heard Rick Lee talk about, green screen style videos, or I heard, Roland and Matt talk about the property tours or what. And like, so I'm going to start that. I'm going to do this, right? So if it's something that you're adding on, like you want to kind of think about your different categories of things. Last week we talked a lot about like client events. So, because I think that should be like a bucket in itself, but content and video can be one-to-one video. It can be the different platforms that we named earlier. Like there can be lots of things there. And then obviously like referrals and sphere business and stuff like that is like other buckets, right? And then if you like don't know where your leads are coming from, maybe like now is a good time to kind of go through all your transactions for the year and see where those came from if you didn't or aren't already tracking that. Right, Tim?
Fair. I like it. Yeah.
So yeah, that would be my first step, is like taking what you've done this year, especially if you're spending money, right? Like if you're spending money on leads or you're spending money on content, you're spending money on something, what does that look like? And like, have you done any business from it? Does it make sense to continue to spend money on those things? Or if it's working, should you put more money behind it?
Yeah. Cost per lead and cost per closing is two numbers that you should really know. Because like Bella's getting a bunch of leads. And what was funny was we were talking to Bella earlier on in the Instagram journey before closings were happening. And so it was hard to tell whether it was worth it because she was having conversations. And so it's like, okay, how much work do I have to do to get leads? And then what's my cost per closing? Because if you've got a lead source that's giving you 200 leads a month, but only one closing a month, like that's a weird ratio, right? But we have stuff like that. So look at how many leads are coming in from every source, but then how many closings are coming from that source.
Leads,
know your numbers.
closings,
Because
numbers.
has anybody ever had like a lot of leads and then they realize, crap, I have a conversion problem, right? But if you don't know those numbers, it's hard to identify those issues. So it's important to really dig into those numbers.
Or alternatively, has anyone put a lot of time into something and then not gotten any leads from it? Another thing to consider.
Yeah.
So reviewing your numbers, reviewing time put in, money put in, what type of leads and closings you have gotten from those sources, and then kind of setting your goals for the next year, right? Like I know a lot of coaches are like, oh, just multiply it by 10% or 20%, and you'll do 20% more, 10% more. But like that's not always the case, or not always shouldn't always be the goal, right? Because again, some things are working, some things aren't. So you may be adding or removing them from your list. You may be adding or removing time to that. And yeah, I feel like what else, Tim?
Oh, I think we're good. Dive in, figure out where your business is coming from, figure out how many leads you're getting. I hate numbers. Like Katie, working together, Katie is the operational person. Like I hate
Everyone knows that.
spreadsheets, numbers, tracking, anything. But it's so important because this stuff takes a lot of time. When we were on our BAM one, somebody commented, they're like, between being like a newscaster, when do you have time to actually list houses? Right. And it's like, yeah, like this content game takes a lot of time up front, but in the long run, it's the best way to grow a business. In the long run, when you've got a channel that's generating you leads every week and you've got this Instagram page that's getting a bunch of DMs, then all of a sudden you've bought back all of your time. But in the front, it's a lot of time invested. And the problem is you don't like, you have to know whether you're going down the right direction. I'll take Rick as an example, right? My dude Rick moved to a new market. He's doing a lot of the right things, but he's got to be able to take a moment to really look and say, hey, am I going in the right direction? Like, is this taking me to where I want to go? And no matter how much I hate doing it, that's going to come from diving into the numbers.
Whenever we talk about role play with the team and they're doing like objection handling, there's always like, I completely understand what you're saying, Tim. Then they're like, but blah, blah, blah. I'm like, you can't say but. I'm like, you got to figure out a way to be like, just either say it or, whatever. But anyways. All right. I thought that we'd talk a little bit longer on marketing plans, but I'm just going to share my screen and give you.
Yeah.
Oh, Frozie's got her hand up. Let's hand
Quick
raise.
question for people that don't know, like how long should you be trying on the same content and strategy? Like give it a year?
Good question. Kate, you got a thought?
I mean, I think it's normally for me, like you need to give anything that you do, whether it's content, direct mail, open houses, whatever, like at least 6 months.
Okay.
But I think that a lot of times when content isn't working, it's not necessarily the content, it's just like how you perhaps are saying it or how it's framed. Like so often, when I see a video that I've made, I'm like, why didn't I say it like this? Or, oh, this would have been such a better hook, or blah, 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 blah. Right. And so I think that that's something that like when you review your content and you're auditing like what you've done and like seeing what's performed well and what hasn't, like I think part of that should also be reviewing the content and saying, how could I have framed this better or done a better hook? Right. And like that needs to be kind of part of your review on a regular basis. But like, if your content's getting 2 views and 1 like, maybe it's time to try something different. I don't know.
Yeah, review.
Can somebody drop the YouTube formula into the chat. I'm
It
hoping
starts with a
somebody remembers
try.
it. Yes.
Starts with a try.
Katie,
Well, Cass,
Somebody drop the
we're not
formula.
moving on yet. We're not moving
no,
on
I have a
yet.
We
question
got to
about
see if
something.
anybody has this. But go ahead,
Tim.
Cass. Go ahead.
A lot of people have been, like a lot of people don't like or comment anymore. They just scroll. So like you also don't you want to look at the fact of like how many leads you're kind of getting, information you're like getting from there? Is there somewhere like if you're doing this internet content game on Instagram, like how many people should be reaching out to you a week? Like, I mean,
Yeah.
is there like numbers there anywhere? Because I feel like there should be like a metric as well.
People
So,
just
Cass,
scroll. Go ahead, Tim.
I'm glad you brought that up. The YouTube formula is try, fail, analyze, adjust. And what you're hitting on, Cass, is like exactly what we're talking about, which is if you are like you're doing the thing, you went on and you did the local news strategy. I think like we don't spend enough time in analyze and adjust. We just say, hey, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna keep like doing what I've been doing, even though it's not working, right? I'm just gonna keep making the news videos and they're not working. I'm just gonna keep doing them. My favorite calls to get on are the ones where somebody's been doing these videos. One of them or two of them have taken off, and the rest of them are doing crap. And all we do is dive into why the ones did well and maybe why the ones didn't do well, and then how we can tweak our videos to try to make more of them do well. And you go from 10% of your videos doing well to 20% of your videos doing well to 50% of your videos doing well. And now we're rolling. But in that analyze and adjust period is where so much of the reach happens. Now, Cass, on your point, it's like, okay, a bunch of people are watching these videos. Nobody wants to comment, right? Because everybody just wants to creep and send stuff to their friends, right? Nobody wants to comment on my stuff.
Tim,
Nobody's liking
did
my
we
stuff.
talk about something like this recently?
I'm pretty sure we did,
Did
Katie.
we?
I'm pretty sure we did. It's okay.
Because
Listen,
I feel like
Cass,
I
one
was
of my
talking to
favorite
my
people.
VA, like
Yeah.
I get 6 leads a week off Google. But like
Yeah.
nobody comments on anything, but like I know I can see it in my analytics. I know they're looking at stuff.
So what we do, Cass, is we have growing an audience and then we have converting an audience, which are two things we're very passionate about. On converting an audience, you're right. Like people don't want to comment on your stuff. They feel weird. And sometimes they don't want to like your stuff because their friends see what they like. You guys ever see some like super raunchy, audacious
Diabolical
video?
meme.
And then you're like, oh, Kelly liked this one. That's interesting, right? And we're like, oh no,
She's a
right?
psychopath
I'm
like
not
me.
hitting that. The heart is public, you know? So where we love to convert is in stories and in DMs. Like conversion's going to happen in stories and DMs. So Cass, if you're getting a ton of, wait, what platform are you talking about?
So like I don't like my Google. Like I get people that register into my website from
Yep.
Google a ton. And like,
Yeah.
I'm posting on Google My Business, I'm doing a bunch of other stuff, but like obviously like when you look at my Google My Business or when you look at anything that I post on the community page of YouTube, like people aren't like necessarily liking or commenting, but they're seeing it.
Okay, so
Because my
are you
numbers.
talking about YouTube stuff that's getting a lot of views and not a lot of interaction?
Well, it's all of it because YouTube and Google My Business, I mean, they're interlinked. They're all on your Google
Okay,
Analytics.
but we're not talking about Instagram.
Oh, my Instagram sucks.
Okay, fair. It's fine. Like we said, you're getting business from Google. You're focusing on that. You don't have to worry about Instagram. We were speaking about Instagram in particular, where you have to like pull engagement and pull DMs out of people. And so on YouTube, I mean, it's kind of the same thing. Like, how can you plant seeds to get reach outs? Because YouTube is not a very DMing space, right? I don't DM people I watch on YouTube. And so I would be analyzing, okay, people are watching my stuff. How can I tweak to get people to message me? Or how can I tweak that? I do like this play too. How can I tweak people to go from YouTube to follow me on Instagram? Because
I have a
Instagram's a
few
more
ways.
personal platform there where you can have more communication.
One thing that I like that Jeremy does is whenever he talks about different areas of town, he pulls them up on his property web, like his Night Austin Homes or whatever his website is. and he shows his property website and goes over different areas on the map on his website.
Can I speak to this for a second?
No, John, you can't. I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
So I'm actually struggling with this myself. I know how I can get better at Instagram. I know the things I need to do. I know why I'm not getting a lot of cold business, but actually it helps me with my database, and I do get some cold business from it, and I'm not even doing it right. Now, the opposite of that is I'm working on YouTube. I'm being consistent every week. I'm recording B-roll. I'm clear on my avatar, but I feel like I haven't gotten any business. However, the growth is always 20% in my analytics, 20 to 30% greater every month. But it's like with YouTube, I feel like how long is it going to take? 2 years to get business? And like, when do you give up on that? So I feel like with Instagram, it's kind of like more, not, 3 to 6 months, I kind of have my answer.
Yeah.
But I feel like with YouTube, I'm like growing, and it's like, I feel like I got to grind it out for a long time, and I'm spending a lot of time on it.
Yeah. So, couple things. One, do you have CTAs in your videos? Uh, there's a lot of different ways you could do CTAs on YouTube. One thing that I like to do is think about what the best outcome is, right, for an action. One, got way too many different directions I could take this. One, on YouTube, remember the goal of every YouTube video is that the YouTube video is so good that they go watch another one of your videos. That's the goal of a YouTube video. When it comes to CTAs, my piece would be this. Like if I'm on a YouTube video, one of the things I would do is I would say, in the middle of my video, I say I was actually on a buyer consult call with one of our YouTube clients. And they ask this question, and then I talk about whatever. And I say, hey, I was actually on one of our free buyer consult calls that we do with a YouTube client, and they asked this question. And then I go with whatever. So I'm not saying, hey, would you like to whatever? But they're like, oh, wait, he does free buyer consult calls, right? So I want to plant seeds of a CTA instead of just saying, hey, like if you'd like to sign up, don't get me wrong, you can do that. And you probably should do that because I err too much on the side of like not wanting to be too salesy. But you can seed CTAs throughout the call. On whether or not you should keep doing it, I will say like YouTube's been down because we're not in 2021 where everybody was moving and just going on YouTube to figure out where they were going to move to, right? So that was like we're coming off of like this golden era of YouTube. On the same hand, people still watch YouTube on their TVs more than any other platform. Like it is still a huge opportunity. You just may want to try to figure out how much time you need to spend and analyze and adjust. Like, do you just need to make better thumbnails and titles and make your content better? And that would be the unlock to generating more business. Or is it something that you should pull back from? Like, that's going to be kind of up to you to figure out where you're at on that. But the more honest of a look you can take and say, hey, you know what? I'm pretty close. And if I just did better thumbnails and titles and I put together a little better video, that could be the piece, then go for it. If you're like, hey, I just don't think the market's there for it, maybe I should pull back from it a little bit. I would encourage you not to like get off of YouTube just because you can go from one video a week to one video a month and still keep some relevancy and still, get in the range where you can get a couple leads here and there. But yeah, I mean, if you feel like you're going to pull back, then I don't think that's the wrong thing. It's just a matter of like, how well are you analyzing before you make the adjustment?
Hello.
I also,
Sarina.
hello. I also
Hi.
feel like
Thanks, Tim.
okay, did I not mute?
Go ahead.
Okay. I also feel like the other thing too is that what's the content that you enjoy making? Right? Because like
Yes.
I know that YouTube works. I know that Instagram works. I know that TikTok works. Like I wish that I loved doing house tours, right? I after Tyler Hassman's REVB talk, I went out and started doing them. Then I was like, what am I doing? Like this is not something that I want to do, and it doesn't excite me, right? And so I think that there's the bucket of like what brings business and what works for you, not necessarily what brings business for anyone, right? Because like I know Brad Armstrong, like like built a business on YouTube, but now he's doing short form content, right? Like Bill Olson, same thing, right? So it's like not necessarily also what makes the most sense as far as like should I continue to, it's like if you're like, oh fuck, I've got to go do another YouTube video right now, and you're like turn on the camera, or if you're like, if it excites you and it doesn't take that long, like there's a bunch of people that put it things in the chat of like that they could talk to you about it a little bit more. I would definitely recommend reaching out to some of those people, because like if you enjoy doing YouTube and it's something that excites you and you like researching and doing all the things to make this like in-depth video about your city or whatever, like then keep doing it, because it brings you joy. But if you're like, this sucks, I hate it and it's dumb and I'm just gonna keep doing it, like it almost shows in your content. You're just like, okay, here's another video, right?
Yeah.
Hey, when you guys are talking about like the thumbnails and stuff, like I know, and we've been trying to change up how we do like our thumbnails for more of like the long format stuff, but has anybody found any kind of like a workaround for shorts? Because I feel like a lot of our videos are falling into the shorts and then we don't have any control over, what that thumbnail looks like. And then it's always like a stupid part of the video, and then that's what they're using for the thumbnail.
Um, I'm sorry, Missy. Were you saying on YouTube in
YouTube
particular?
shorts.
Yeah, and on YouTube, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, YouTube in general, we haven't had a lot of agents that are generating business from shorts. And so, again, this may have changed, but we had a lot of agents experiment with it and do well with shorts, like get a lot of views and a lot of following. But again, I think on YouTube, there's just a tough part with it being social. Well, Krista is crushing it with home tours on YouTube. But Krista, are you getting?
I'm not.
You can also edit. Let's
Matt Patullo is crushing it.
pause before we move on. You can also
Yeah.
edit and like change the thumbnail for a short on a phone, on mobile.
Yeah.
Oh, can you?
Oh, there you go.
So there's the solution to the problem of that one, and now we can move on to the other stuff. So Tim, continue.
Thank you.
I shouldn't want to go down too far down the rabbit hole.
Katie, can you say that again?
You can edit a thumbnail for a short on mobile on a cell phone, unless it's an Android. You can definitely do it on an iPhone, but I don't
does
know.
it have to be in the actual like a still from the video though, right?
Yeah, but you can.
Okay.
Oh, can you do a thumbnail?
I don't think. I think it has to be a still.
Krista's unmuted, Brad. So let's.
No, you cannot use something that isn't inside of the video, but you can do a cover photo in CapCut, and that will not be seen in the video. So it's very easy, and
You mean
I
like a
can
single
message
frame in the video?
Yeah,
You can. It's basically
create
to where it makes the cover image, or you can use Canva and make a cover image and make it like a 0.01 second of the first part of your video, and then drag it to that.
Yeah.
Right. If I know that I'm getting a little technical, but
yeah.
So I've done that sometimes when I have a video, like when I do those map videos, I'll take the screenshot that I use for in Instagram, where I can, because you can upload an image in Instagram, I'll make it like 0.00, as small of a clip as possible in the video, so that when it goes to TikTok, it'll be that first image, and then like it doesn't actually play.
Yeah, or if you use CapCut.
Here, hold on, hold it up, keep it. I'm spotlighting you. Pull it back up.
Hey.
Oh man,
that was a
Krista.
lot of Krista. No, so if
show it back up though, bro.
Hold on, bro. So this is a cover photo in, what do the influencers do? Like, how do you make this not blurry? So this is a cover photo in CapCut. And so on there, when you click on it, it shows, you're never going to see it, but it shows what the video is and a still picture that I took. So you can add it into CapCut. It's the only way that I found to make it super clean for YouTube Shorts. And you do have to go back and change it in YouTube Shorts once you upload. It doesn't always upload it correctly. And you do have to do it in YouTube, not YouTube Studio.
Man, that's why you're my favorite, Nielsen. Party on.
Just total nerd.
Krista, you're saying that you don't do it in YouTube Studio on your phone, right? Or on
Just DM me because I don't want to take this entire call because we have so many good things to talk about.
Okay.
Just DM me. It's super easy and I can do a screen share quickly and show you. It's so easy. Just
You know the other
Homes by
thing,
Krista.
you know the other thing
DM
that I
me.
think about a lot with this is like if the content's really good, then none of this matters. Right? Like we can change out the thumbnail and title and it will sometimes improve watch time. But like if you guys are part of Christina Smallhorn's YouTube group, like people will drop thumbnails and she'll be like, no, change it out. They're like, oh, holy shit, I did that. And now the video is taking off. Or like I know, is it Paul Likens or there's some YouTuber,
Yeah.
Tim, that we had on the pod that like they have the thumbnail and then they have a backup one ready to go. And if the video isn't at its normal viewing and duration
Swap
and
it
all the
out.
things, they switch out the thumbnail and see like
Yeah.
so there is some science behind it, but that's like the try fail analyze part. And if you have no content, you just need more content to be able to analyze the content, right? Like,
but that's specifically on long form. Anything short form, the thumbnail and title don't really matter that much because people consume short form like this, right? They're just going one video, next video, next video, next video. So yeah, your short form content, like it's usually not the caption or the thing, or like if your video's not doing well, you got to make a better video. And the more time we spend focused on some of these other nuanced things, usually it's a distraction. Don't get me wrong. Like if you're crushing it and you're like, ooh, you know what? If I tweak this thing, it'll crush it a little more. That's awesome. But most of us, we just got to figure out how to make better videos.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, all good. I appreciate that.
I digress.
I appreciate that.
Yes.
There's a lot of digress. You digressed. I digressed. We've all digressed. And now
well, I'm good
here
at,
we are.
You know?
Here we are. What's really fun is sometimes we have a plan and then sometimes we don't. And sometimes we have a plan and then we don't do the plan.
We just don't do the plan, you know?
But that is okay.
I do like though
who here
when you guys are driving where we take the call. Like those are my favorite calls. When you guys come on and you're like, hey, what about this? And then we go there. Like I love when we got the participation. So good on you.
Who here is going to rise? Because I just as a side note, we don't have a call next week.
Oh yes, that's right.
No call next week.
I will be there.
No Tuesday call next week. You'll be at Rise. Monday night, I'm hosting a pickleball thing. So you don't have to play pickleball. You can come just eat food and drinks and make fun of people. But I have to put in my last t-shirt order for the event today. And so if you didn't register and you want to come, please go ahead and click on that link and register so that we can get t-shirts ordered. And I will provide t-shirts to everyone that comes and then I can send them to you after the event unless you're from Canada. And then I don't really know how that works because last time I sent something to Canada, it cost me way too much money. So
and then the other side note is that Katie and I are on the main stage at the end of day one.
Wait,
and,
it's main stage? Cool.
We do not
cool. I'm not nervous at all. It's fine.
So if you're going to Rise, like if you could just kind of like sit up towards the front at the end of the day for that session, because I can tell you it makes us feel way better. It like, I don't know, when I'm looking at a bunch of strangers just kind of staring back at you like, oh my God, does everybody hate me right now? And it's just good when I see the people I know from our Zoom call sitting up front. So yeah, I'd appreciate it. Maybe Katie wouldn't, but yeah, get up there. You know? Yeah, heckle. If you're gonna heckle us, just head towards the back.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay.
And I don't have a planned Disney day. Okay, this is a work focused trip. We're locked in. I did buy 3 days worth of tickets for when I'm there, just in case there's some time. But I'm not planning on going anyways. Yeah.
I think that Pon's actually going when Tim's speaking. She was like, "When's Tim speaking?" Okay, I'll be at Disney then. I hear him enough.
Go by my schedule at all. Yeah, she's going whenever. All right, back on track. We're back on track.
Can we just take a moment to recognize that there's a doppelganger in the chat?
I know. Where did he go? His camera
he was on the book club, and I mean he looks exactly like him. So y'all gotta spotlight him. It's crazy.
What do we got?
Stanley Tucci in the.
Oh, that's such a good way to stand out in a Zoom call. I love it.
Just Google Stanley Tucci with a beard, and you'll see.
Yeah,
You'll see.
I love it. I love it. Good stuff.
What's up, man?
How we doing?
So we're not like we don't. Okay.
Do
No,
it with a beard.
okay.
With a beard.
All right.
Yeah,
Tim's like, please.
It's like it's so close. It's crazy.
I thought we were getting back on track.
Look at that.
You
This
know?
is what we're doing
Glasses
now.
too. The glasses too, bro. All
That's what I'm saying.
right.
It's crazy good.
Okay. Thanks.
We appreciate
So
you.
let's
Thank you.
get back on track. So, okay, back to marketing plans. So, who here feels like they still have no idea what their marketing plan is going to look like? Drop a 1 in the chat if you still have no idea. Like we've said the words marketing plan now 14 times. Okay, cool. What if I told you that I had a way for you to just take something and drop it in the chat and it just be a whole marketing plan in itself? You just
Everybody else
answer
get annoyed
questions.
when anybody else get annoyed when Katie's like, "What if I told you?"
Could it be possible, Tim, that
Could it be possible? How open-minded would you be?
how
if I had a
open-minded
link,
would you be to
Hey,
getting
look, for me, that's Tim Macy's.
For me, that's me. Yeah.
the thing?
Yeah.
Ray, the thing is, here's
thing
the thing.
is-
Here's the thing. All right,
Here's
so
the thing.
our good friend Jason Pantana has a one-shot marketing plan, and some of you may be members of AI Marketing Academy. Some of you may not, but if you are or are not, that doesn't matter because I'm going to give you guys this prompt. Don't tell Jason. I'm just kidding. Basically, you copy this prompt, you paste it into chat. Welcome to your one-shot marketing plan. And then I'll answer these questions and it's going to help me. Like, you know how earlier I was like talking about things of like, you know, auditing your stuff, your transaction count, your GCI, your leads, all of that stuff. You just paste this in there and there it goes. You just copy paste this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come into Google Drive. I'm going to give you guys a doc. What do you got?
Is it just called like the marketing plan or something on Jason's website?
It is called, I don't know who asked that.
Yeah,
Marketing Plan Builder Prompt. So this is
Great title.
Yeah,
Workshop plan.
It is this month's rookie lecture. October's rookie lecture. And so if you're part of AIM, Friday will be the labs with Jason. But if you're not a member, I will go ahead and drop this into the chat. You can copy paste this. If you're not a member of AIM and you would like to be a member of AIM, he will be increasing pricing. So the price for AIM has been, I don't know, whatever it's been, but he's been giving 50% off. So I think it's like $99 a month right now, but he's increasing it to full price. So if you're not a member,
Did you get us a little discount code or
can
something,
you just
Katie?
let me finish the freaking thought, bro?
Okay.
All right. So if you,
I just don't want to pay full price. You know?
Don't you have my login? No, I'm just kidding. So if you go to academy.jasonpantana.com and you go to sign up, you go to join now, and if you enter in code REVB 50, then you get a 50% discount on the membership. But like, I'm also just giving you guys this prompt for this.
I should probably get my own membership instead of Netflix password in or your stuff all the time.
He has his own membership. I don't give out my
Academy.
passwords. Don't let him.
You know.
Don't ask me for my password. I don't give them out. That's not a thing. But yeah, if you guys want a 50% discount, it's going away soon. But the marketing plan is pretty cool. And then yeah. So that is a way for you guys to have a conversation with the chat that Jason Pantana built. Super easy. And yeah.
All right. Fun stuff. You gotta take us through your marketing plan?
Oh, you want to like do it?
Well, I mean, you know, I think that's what Krista is expecting. She side texted me. I was like, "Is she gonna bring us through the plan?"
No, she actually was just a little annoyed that we were still off the rails. She wanted to get back onto the rails. Is what she told me.
That was 5 minutes ago, but yes, we are back on the rails.
You are now my favorite Nielsen too.
Oh,
Whoa.
Noel.
Oh, 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 oh. Okay. All right. Mm-mm-mm-mm. All right. So you're copy pasting.
Oh, personalization's locked in.
Oh man,
Do we
chat is so inspirational.
all right, so now I've got to put in all of it. Do you really want me to like doubt like I can do all of this, but I
Do you have
just
an end product? No.
no.
Um.
I
Okay. Cool.
started it,
Fair.
but I'm not gonna like go mid plan.
Okay. No, it's all good. It's all good. It's
We
all
could
good.
also talk about like other stuff if people because I feel like we were like when we are going off the rails, it was actually like helpful stuff. But I mean I can
You know, does anybody else have a rail they would like us to go off on?
That's
I
what
don't
she
know if
said.
that. I,
I
yeah.
do. I have a
I.
question.
There we go. Jen,
Hey,
what's up?
hey, so what do y'all do when you start having businesses ask you to advertise? I do the oh my gosh, my brain is gone. The news, the
Yeah.
hyper local, sorry, stuff on Instagram. And I'm having people ask me to put their business in my newsletter and now asking me to come out and film them. But I'm kind
Yeah.
of picky about who I choose. I want them to align with my values, for one thing.
Yep.
So how do y'all handle that?
Um, One, I think you're already in the right mindset, right? Like you don't want to make your Instagram page, which could generate you a ton of business, into a $200 business showcase thing, right? Like you want to make sure your content serves the audience. And so I don't think you should ever sacrifice the audience to make a couple bucks on like a piece of content on the side. On the same hand, I think there's so many opportunities to partner with local businesses because you have this audience. And so I look at things like, some new pizza place just opened and you want to get 20% off for your email newsletter. And so you can say, hey, Jeff's Pizza, like, how about you give anybody that comes in 20% off? A great place to show that where you're not sacrificing your audience is you can put it in stories and say, hey, got 20% off at Jeff's Pizza. DM me if you want to get on our newsletter where we have it. Send out to the newsletter. Hey, we got 20% off at Jeff's Pizza. But I think you can be creative with how you partner with local businesses to give stuff to your audience. I think that's great. I would give stuff to your audience in stories and your newsletter. I wouldn't do it in the feed because that's where we grow our audience. That's where we serve our audience, and we get talk to our audience more in the stories and the email.
well Alyssa Kernot runs into this a lot, right? Because she does like I
Yeah.
think that it's a little bit different because like for me, for the new stuff, I basically just tell people like, hey, unless you're opening a new location, like we don't really highlight businesses on here unless it's like someone that like it's a business that aligns with my audience, right? So I think that that's like an easy out if you're doing the news content because it's like it's not the same bucket. But like Alyssa, almost all that she does is like this is coming and it's new, or you have to check out these espresso martinis, or like this is my favorite I don't know what thing, right? That's what she does a lot of those style. So hers is like she'll highlight businesses when they have certain things that are happening, or highlight like events that are happening. But then she has like basically a media kit where it's like pretty expensive, and she says most of the businesses in her area just say no. They're like, oh, okay, never mind, thank you though, right? Because it's like I think like more than $500 or something like that, right?
Yeah.
So I would just add that as like a 1A 1B to what Tim said, that there's ways to not just say like no, but I do like also being like I can do this. But I think that like some people I know on this call and in this group have like made media kits, and like some of them are like, hey, for a newsletter shout out it costs this, for this it costs that, for a whatever, right?
And I think I like both of these things. So have a media kit and ask for a lot of money, right? Like have a high ask because you want it to be worth your time, and then you only want to work with people that are serious about what you have. And then the other piece is I would base that media kit around Instagram stories. So I will come out, I'll come visit Joe's Pizza, and I'm going to put you on my Instagram story. we'll give something away in the Instagram story, and we'll give something away in the email newsletter. That's all stuff that is worth hopefully a couple bucks for a business. The other piece that I like is I've seen going to local businesses and tagging like that you're at the coffee shop in stories do well on these news channels because it's telling people, oh, they actually are just like living here, going to get coffee, so it's a good way to do that again in stories and an email newsletter. I haven't really thought of any other channels around that, but make a media kit, have it be a pretty high price, and then yeah, see what people say.
Does that help?
Thank you.
Does anyone else have any input on that before we move on? No.
I have a separate question, Katie.
All right,
As you're gonna break down your marketing.
Let's
Yeah.
move on then.
Well, Mark also has a serious question, so we should get to that one
Serious
too. After
question.
Jennifer. After Jennifer.
Okay.
Can you guys hear me? It's been weird. Yeah, okay,
we
cool.
can hear you.
So Katie, one of the things you have is obviously is an amazing team behind you doing this stuff. So as we go through what you're going to break down for us in the next couple minutes, maybe we can talk about if I was a solo agent. Here's how I would do it, because a lot of us don't have the resources that you do at this time, and some of those things that are priorities for you, we're going to need some obviously workarounds and value, because I'm not where you are with, having launched the news channel. I'm just really kind of getting into that. So there's a balance or some thoughts that you might have. I would appreciate as you go through it.
Yeah. So Katie, real quick, what does your editing for the news channel look like? Like who does your editing?
I do.
I think the piece here
That's
is
from
that
4 to 4:30 before the gym.
yeah. Listen, we all know Katie's a monster. I've seen her work on Canva. It's ridiculous. But Jennifer, if you're doing the local news thing, like there's not really outsourcing of it. I mean, you can, but I think there's a certain amount of, again, if we think this is for us and if we think we're going to build something over the long term, like there is a certain amount of time you invest to really figure out how to do the editing, what's relevant and everything else. Cause I know Katie knocks these things out in like 10 minutes of video or something. Like she rips through them now that she's learned how to do them. And there's no way around it and put the time in there. And I also think you're in a better position. Like the people that I know that have successfully outsourced it, like Josh Rogers, for instance, who's outsourced the whole thing. I do know that like he figured out how to do it himself first, so he could outsource it. Because a lot of times when we outsource stuff that we haven't mastered ourselves, it doesn't go well. And so that would be my piece. But I think Bella's got some input.
I say we have
too.
a great individual agent with her hand raised that's had an influx of leads.
She's the one.
And that was just an example that I was using for the record. And I have done Josh's course, so I'm super familiar with creating it myself. It was just an example of, as she's going through the things that she is doing that have more breadth, how she's might optimize if she was solo.
Bella, what do you got? You're muted.
Sorry. Okay. I said I want to give some input because I am the definition of a one-stop shop. I do the entire business myself, and granted, working on everything, but time blocking is really key when it comes to social media. And I've said this before, but it's become a habit for me, like as if I'm brushing my teeth. I know it's funny to say that, but you get so used to it and it becomes part of your non-negotiable money-making activity. And honestly, I know there's people that say boundaries, but I don't believe in boundaries unless you're set. Because like I will edit at night. I don't care. If it's 10 p.m., I'm going to finish what I have to do that's going to make me money. I don't care. And so you just have to change. I think it's a mindset shift more than anything. Instead of thinking, like, when am I going to do this? Oh my gosh, I have a client. Like, I have clients too in between my content creation. It's just what days can I go and film? And then what days can I actually do these activities that will make me money long term, and just building those habits. And it gets easier as you do it over time. And so, like, you just time blocking is really important. But another thing that I think also is a game changer when you're first doing content is actually tracking your KPIs. Like you need to track your numbers to know what works and what doesn't work. Otherwise, like you're not going to figure out your problem. If your content's not working, there's probably a missing piece, but you can navigate that if you track everything. And it sucks. I'm not going to pretend like it's easy. You're just always working 24/7 it feels like, but it's worth it because the leads that come in, once you get that one lead that is very qualified and it's not that bad, once you have a process with them, it's worth it. Like it's just building that mindset and then not making excuses, honestly. And that's
And
the
then
best piece of advice.
Katie, Bell, I love that. I think I like your feedback on this, Katie, because Jennifer, one thing too, I think that we're looking to do is we're a solo agent. We don't have a team, we don't have this other stuff, and we're looking to outsource social media. And I just don't see people do well that outsource their social. And I think like on the YouTube side, I know, we have VA editors that will help edit a bunch of these long form videos and all that fun stuff. But I think you actually need to be closer to your social media to figure out what's working. You like should be in the weeds on that and figuring out, okay, do I need to hire to eliminate some of the admin stuff that I'm doing and maybe try to take some of that off the plate. But Katie, thoughts on that before we jump to Steve with his hand up?
I hate to say this. I know I would agree with what you said, Tim.
Okay, all right, that's fair. Steve, what do you got?
Hey man, as a member of Katie's team, Jennifer, I'm gonna tell you it's real simple.
Oh,
Katie
here we
does her
go.
own
Here we go.
shit. Katie does her stuff, and if we're lucky, we'll pin her down during a training or whatever and say, "Hey, can you run through that?" And what Tim said, she does exactly that. I mean, she is quick, quick, quick on that. But that's from her doing it. But what you're going to find is if you look and say, for instance, I think Allie's on the call, Rudy's on the call. These are team members. I'm getting comfortable with CapCut, and I'm doing exactly what Annabella just said, and that is I'm time blocking. Okay, and that's one of the things that we learned is you schedule it and you set it and stuff. And it gets to the point where I can sit sometimes in front of the TV set and pull up CapCut and knock out a video that I need to get done. I'm not as good as batching as I need to. But the fact is that no, she doesn't have a team that's doing it. We're selling real estate. That's what her team is for. And then we've got the support from the transaction and the VA and that kind of stuff. It goes back to what Annabelle is saying and Tim said. Do what Katie did, which is you just got to keep doing it because it becomes part of your being. You know it, and I'm so much more comfortable in CapCut than I was a month ago, even. And like Annabella said, I'm trying to get better about scheduling it. One of the team members, Allie, she shoots on Tuesdays, and she edits on Thursdays, and that's what she does. So just just don't let the team thing go because everybody's team structure is a little different as to what it is that they're going to do and everything else. And so she's not outsourcing her stuff. Katie likes to keep it to Katie to do it.
Love that. Love that. All right. Hey, I want to get to Mark's question because I think it's an important one. And we only have 5 minutes left. Could we get
Serious
some best
question.
practices? Well, it's very serious, Mark. We take your serious questions seriously.
Can you see how serious I look right now?
Yeah. What? No camera, dude. What's going on?
Oh, my bad.
There he is. Looking super serious.
Yeah.
All right. Can we get some best practices around working new marketing guidelines regarding to obtaining permission to text, email, kind of stymied? Okay. Here's the deal. My take, which is not always the correct one, and it's definitely not like the follow the rules one. So I'm not your broker. But my whole piece here is this. These things, all the new updates that we get, everything is revolved around having people you don't know not be able to call you or text you. Anybody notice that with their phones? Like we keep filtering unknown text messages. My phone doesn't even ring anymore when I get a call that I don't know, right? So cold calling, in my opinion, is dead. in my opinion, like I think cold calling is dead because our phones just keep getting better at filtering cold calls. And so all this stuff to say, Mark, this goes back to what we've just always been talking about, which is like you have to get people to DM you. So when you're thinking about how do I work around making sure I'm not texting the wrong person or calling people with all the new FCC rules, it's like, dude, I don't even think that way. I don't even think about like reaching out to people that I don't know. I'm thinking about how can I get people that I don't know to reach out to me, because technology and legislation is constantly fighting against us calling people and texting people we don't know.
Yeah, Tim, I think that's right on point. My concern a little bit more is being in the business a while. I have a pretty extensive database, and maybe you bought a house with me 4 years ago, and I've never really gotten great clarity. You were my client at one time. Can I still send you an email? Can I send you a market update? Can I send you a text? And the answers are kind of gray.
You have a
you got a
relationship with that
better
person?
I mean, I certainly did, and they've been getting updates and emails for me, but they bought 4 years ago, but they haven't said in the last 12 months, yes, please send me stuff. They
But
haven't
you
done
know
anything.
them. If you saw
Yes,
them on the street, you would shake their hand?
yes.
Okay. Then I would say that you know them.
Okay. You sold me.
Texas is, I'm not sure if it's different, and my husband just took a class on this, but there's a certain number of years with past clients where I don't think you can call them to solicit. I could
Yeah.
be
Then maybe you should
totally
call them
wrong.
to like invite them to a party or
Yes,
see if they're having a
100%.
great day.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
I
can still do that. But I don't even call my past clients to solicit anyway, so I could
Yeah.
care less about the rules because I don't do that anyway. So
I like the rules. I think they're going to push us to like do things in a different, hopefully better way. And that's a great example, Jen. Thank you for jumping in. But it's like, yeah, you can't solicit your past clients from however long ago. Well, like let's not solicit them. Let's let's do something different,
I like it.
I mean, and like if we're just gonna go down that rabbit hole for a minute, like if you're calling a client that transacted with you in, 2020, say, and they're going to report you for a solicitation call, like is that really someone that you should have been calling in the first place? That they're like so maybe we just stay in better, thank you, Ray. Maybe we just stay in better communication with our clients, and then you and only call the ones that you had good relationships with, and all is well.
Yeah, maybe we can dial in a little bit.
Which was the topic of our call last week, was client events and marketing. So if you didn't watch that call, you can go back and watch it. But I'm going to take last week's call and this week's call and jam them together in one video and then put them on Facebook and YouTube and all of the things. So it'll be out there for a nice, 2-hour freaking video and podcast to put you to sleep. All right. You guys have I'll drop it into the chat one more time. You'll have the Jason Pantana prompt. If you are a member of AI Marketing Academy, then you have the prompt already, right? And hopefully that will help to create a little bit of marketing plan for
Hey,
you.
You know what I wanted to do? I wanted to give a book to the person that dropped the YouTube formula into the chat, and nobody did. I'm pretty sad, guys. I thought we had talked about that. Rick, how many REVBs have you been to? And still nothing.
I was trying to give someone else a chance to answer.
Oh, that's fair. That's good. That's what I used to
cute.
say when I used to get
cute.
called. Yeah, no. Love
So
it.
does that mean you're gonna send me a book? I have like 10 of them.
What?
I actually have like 200 minus 50 minus. I have like 120 of them.
Okay, good. So we don't have to get into my stash. We still got some time. Well, good stuff, everybody. I appreciate everybody being on. Reminder, no call next week because we're at Rise. Second reminder, if you're at Rise, sit up front when Katie and I are at the end of day 2.
Day 1. Wait, is it day 1?
Day one. Day one. It's day 1. I'm the worst. Like I can't be in charge of anything. Ashley, good luck on that door. It's gonna go great. It's gonna hang perfect. It's gonna be awesome.
And then next week, no call. In 2 weeks, Bill Olson, Josh Rogers, and I, who happen to have a breakout session at Rise, will be doing a deep dive on the things that we talked about at Rise. So the topic of our talk is AI and I think it's like social media supercharged using AI to streamline your shit or something. Also, we're supposed to tell on stage if we're gonna say any vulgarities. So just know if you're in my room, there will be vulgarities. I apologize in advance.
Yep.
But
All right,
yeah, so we'll be doing a deep dive. All right, goodbye.
Okay, hey, wait, just want to say, and you can end the call. Like Jody, next time we're gonna bring it a little more energy so we can all lock in. Cool. Keep them awake next time. All right. Nice.